I'm Ginny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. I'm here with Dr. Maria Petrucci to talk about her article in the September-October issue of On Purpose Woman magazine. Maria, welcome. Thanks for being with me.
Thank you, Ginny.
Before we dive into this article that you wrote, what do you want our viewers to know about you?
Well, I am a chiropractor and I incorporate a lot of different things in my practice. And one of the main things is the hands-on healing of craniosacral therapy, which is a light touch modality that helps your brain and spinal cord work better. And I feel like that really dovetails on chiropractic very well. I like working with that. And I also like sharing mind body tools for people to help them live a better life overall.
So while you do the chiropractic work and the craniosacral work, they are connected. You also, in my opinion, you look at the entire body, the whole system, and you look at how are things working together and how can we improve it.
Yeah, as much as possible,
Yeah.
taking into consideration all the things that we need to do on a daily basis
Right, right.
to
And so
improve.
your article kind of speaks to that. Your article is called Confused, Unfocused, Anxious, Indecisive. Try taking a mini break to get back on track. Well, of course, anyone reading this article or seeing this would go, yes, 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 because we all experience those, at least one of those every day, I think, at least for a moment or two, if not for longer. But you have some antidotes, not antidotes. Is that the right word? Antidote? Antidotes.
Solutions, maybe. Oh,
Antidote. One of them is a story, and the other one is a solution. You have some solutions that you would suggest for these. But before we get into that, I'm curious about why you wrote this. There must have been something going on either around you with clients or family, or maybe yourself that you thought somebody needed some help.
yeah, I've like you said, I think everybody has a need for, help along these areas. And I was finding myself also that I would get like distracted or confused or, go down the rabbit hole.
Mhm.
So I tried a lot of these and I wanted to put it out there because I've been feeling a lot more lately that the work I do involves calming and relaxing the nervous system.
Mhm.
So I wanted to help give my patients and other people some helpful hints, the things they can do on their own.
And so in your world, calming the nervous system helps us with indecision, with confusion, with being unfocused, with being anxious, all of those things. They're all nervous system related, at least to
Yeah.
some extent, you think?
Nervous system as well as our energy system, the
Mhm.
chakras, acupuncture meridians.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you gave an extensive, you really did a bang up job on this article, and you gave us so many examples of things that we can do. You start out with examples of things we can do in the moment immediately when we start to feel and notice those things. And I ask you to, share a couple of those with us today. What's the first one you want to tell us about?
One is how to activate the vagus nerve, which is a big part of the nervous system that helps to calm, relax, and help you digest your food. So it's a really long nerve. It starts up in the brain and goes down to all your different vital organs, helping to like balance between um, being out there energetic and maybe even getting distracted and like into a stress mode and
Mm,
then coming back. It helps you come back to more calm
I've
state.
heard, go ahead, more calm space. Okay. I've heard about the vagus nerve for a really long time, and I've heard more and more and more about it over the last number of years. My question is, why don't we hear more about it though? Why don't we hear, because it seems like it could be a solution for a number of things. And I never heard a medical professional, like a physician mention it. I'm
Mhm.
sure there are some that do, but I've never heard it talked about. It's always being talked about in more holistic circles. So what's the
Yes.
big secret about the vagus nerve? And why don't we all know how to regulate it a little better or use it to regulate, I guess, our system?
That is a good question.
I know, I threw that one at you. You didn't know I was going to ask you that, did you?
I feel like you know, there's a lot of information out there online, but if you don't know to ask about it, you don't know
Mhm.
there was a possible solution, then you probably won't even go there. And it's not common knowledge. It's probably not something that people when you go to school, it's not talked about in depth.
Mhm.
So yeah, good question.
'Cause I've
Uh,
always been fascinated by it, and I haven't used the things that you suggest. I've got that article printed out because I am planning to, when I get this next issue of the magazine out, and I've got some time to start to incorporate some of those things a little more into my life, because it almost sounds like a just this well-kept secret that could actually support us in making some shifts. I know nothing's 100%, nothing does everything, but I'm just always been perplexed by why don't we know about this? So thank you for that.
yeah.
And in your article, you talk about some ways that we can activate. Would it be considered activating our vagus nerve? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, which almost sounds like the opposite. So when you're calming, you don't really think of it as activating,
Hmm.
but you're activating it because you're turning on that part of the nervous system that helps you calm down. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us how we do that.
So I'll actually show you now.
Okay, great.
I have to turn. I got this
The sun is
light
on your
coming
face.
in.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, so there's a hole in your ear, which
Mhm,
goes inside, and then there's a little ridge up above it. You can feel it. It's harder than the rest of the
mhm,
ear. And you go a little bit above that, and it's kind of like a shelf. Got your finger in between two parts of the ear then. So you
mhm,
just massage slowly in a circular motion the ear in that spot. And you do it until one of three things happens. You sigh, you yawn, or you take in a deep breath without trying. That shows you that it's been activated. And normally they say that could happen within 30 seconds. For some people, it might take longer. So we do one ear at a time. Yeah.
I think that was 10 seconds till I got that yawn just now. And if you notice, I did do this and I was reading your article the first time and had kind of forgotten about it, but it's instant. And even before the yawn, I noticed that something else was happening with my body, just a little bit of a relaxation. There was something else going on there that I didn't feel seconds before I stuck my finger in my ear.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point. So
Mhm.
it's good to notice where you are before you start one of these exercises, because then you can look again afterwards and see how you feel. Yeah.
Maybe don't do it when you're talking on a Zoom and interviewing somebody. Oh, that felt good. That was another yawn. So great. That's an easy one. I mean, that's something
Yeah.
that good.
Yeah.
And do you recommend, or would it be okay to teach a small child this? Or could
Yeah.
you do it for someone? Could you
I
do
think
it for
so,
a
as long as they
child?
don't go right in the ear hole.
Right, right. Yeah. But could
Yeah.
you do it for a child? Like massage it for them or
I think so, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you have?
One of the other ones I have is something real easy. It's a bottle of Rescue Remedy. Can't really see it clearly, but it's a small bottle. You only need about 4 drops at a time. So the dropper is real small and it holds just, several drops. And what that is it's called a flower essence. So there's a way of making it where it's diluted and I think it's put out in the sun and everything else. And it ends up being kind of like a blueprint of the flower.
Hmm.
There's actually 5 flowers in the Rescue Remedy. And the flower essences in general help you on an emotional and mental level. So this one is good for if you're feeling panic, anxiety, nervousness, that kind of thing. And so you would take 2 to 4 drops, either put it directly in your mouth or you can put it in water and sip on it all day, which is what I've done occasionally. Really does help to calm. And it's so easy, um, such an easy thing to do, especially for somebody like when they're really in a state where they can't get out of their head. Yeah, it's something that happen. It can happen really quickly, or it might take, a few times throughout the day.
Yeah. Is Rescue Remedy a trademark name or is a brand or?
It's the name of this particular blend, and
Mhm.
it's the Bach Flower
Okay.
Company is the one who puts it out.
And I
Yeah.
think you have the links. You have the links to all these things that you talk about in the article. So check that out, everyone. I remember being first introduced to Rescue Remedy decades ago when I was getting ready to do a presentation and I was feeling just out of sorts. It was early on in the days of doing this, and a friend of mine was there. She was also going to be on stage. She goes, "Here, try this." And I'm like, "Try what? Try, you just want me to put something in my mouth? I don't even know what it is, but I trusted her. So yeah, just a few drops under the tongue. And, I guess I was about a half hour from going on and I felt something happen fairly quick, just a little bit of a release. And I don't know if I did a bang up job or not, but at least I wasn't fretting about it as I went out. So I appreciate the reminder of that because that's probably something good to have on hand in the toolbox.
Yeah, and I remember at least a couple of times really distinctly giving it to some younger children. And one of them had hurt her finger in a door, crushed it a little bit. And I gave it to her, and she immediately went in another room to lie down and slept. And when she woke up, she was fine.
Mm,
And then another person, another child had a splinter in her finger, and she was beside herself with pain and you know um, crying and wouldn't stop. She couldn't be calmed down, and so I even put it especially for younger children. You can put it on their fingertips or their wrist or forehead,
mhm.
and she stopped like that. It's like it works so fast with kids. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I guess some parents might feel more comfortable doing that than ingesting it. I don't know, but I mean, we can
It's
say that it's
easier,
just a
especially
plant,
if they're
but
crying. Can't get it
exactly
in their mouth.
spitting it out as they're, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You also gave a great list of things. These are things that we can instantly do, and the ear thing, anybody can do it anytime. The rescue remedy, you have to have some on hand, but if this sounds like something that would speak to you all watching, then go get some and keep it on hand for those times. But also you have some things that you say take like 10 minutes or longer to activate this calming down or this
Yes.
refocusing. What do you want to tell us about that?
Well, one of them is called progressive relaxation. And so once again, I was talking about tuning into where you are before you start.
Mm-hmm.
So the first part of this is scanning your body to see how you feel. Because whenever we have an emotional upset, we're going to tense our muscles. We're going to feel it in the body. So scanning your body to see where it's tense, or otherwise, like, people feel upset in their stomachs sometimes when they're anxious. So, so after you scan your body, what it involves is going up your body. I guess you could go down too, but I like to start at the feet. You breathe in, tighten the muscle, breathe out, and relax. And so I go through the different parts of the body on up to the head, and then the whole body at once. And one thing to be cautious about, sometimes people with high blood pressure, if they do this, they might not want to like contract really hard, but just gently.
Mm, okay.
Um, what else about that? Um, and then just after they go through it, check their body again and see how they feel. It's worked pretty well. I've had people online where, like, before a meeting, we'll go through that, and it really
Mhm.
does help calm down.
Mm.
And I've got a recording I made, and that's in the article, so people can
Yes.
use that to help.
Yes, that's really great. And so we want to take a deep breath, flex our toes or our feet or whatever tighten them up, you say, and then let that go and then start it. So we tighten every part, every muscle in our body as we go up,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
And then we tighten the whole body at one time.
Right,
Let
right.
it go.
And
Okay.
remember to
And breathe.
of course relax too.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
That's important. Otherwise, we'll be worse off
yeah.
from all the tensing, right? That's really good. Tell me another one.
Yeah, so people do this one different ways, but in general, there are grounding exercises you can do. They involve visualizing and being aware of your body. So, hold on a second. All right. So, what people would do is to probably, it works better if you're sitting. So, you're sitting up straight, you have your feet on the floor, you feel your back against the chair if you have a back to it, and close your eyes. And it's a connection to the earth. And as I said, there's different ways of doing it. One way is to um, imagine from your root chakra, which is between your legs, that you have roots going down to the center of the earth. And boy, this light is getting me. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so you have roots down to, you visualize having roots down to the center of the earth so that you're really anchored. And then visualize energy from the earth. Earth energy is nourishing, and it brings in, so mm, it brings in nourishing energy, and it's nurturing. So you imagine that energy coming up through the earth and coming to the soles of your feet. And then one way of going on from there is to take in a deep breath and imagine it coming all the way up your legs to your hips. And then when you breathe out, imagine it strengthening, going into your bones and really helping you ground you that way. And then so you might want to take a series of breaths. The next breath in will take you through your pelvis and your abdominal areas. And then after that, your torso, up down through your arms, up your neck and head. And then even imagine it going up through the crown of your head, crown chakra, and making a fountain all over your body, your aura, and think of it as cleansing.
Hmm.
So that helps get you out of your head. That's the way I think of grounding.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like being more present out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we're out of our head, we're typically out of worry, out of all the things we're making up, because they can't exist unless we're in our head, right? We can't be making up stuff. We can't be worried, confused, all those things that you mentioned at the very beginning of the
Mm-hmm.
title of your article, because that's all head stuff, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Ah, I love this stuff, Maria. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And if you're watching this live or the replay, Maria shares so much more. She's got at least 4 other things to try in the instant category and in the 10-minute or more category. So go try those with links to all kinds of things. It's great, great, great information. You're so generous in putting all this together for us. I appreciate it so much. And you can see the article by going to my website, opwgc.com/magazine. That is also in the text of this video, as is Maria's website. But I do want to ask you, Maria, how can our viewers find out more about you?
Well, I have a website. It's Maria Petrucci. I should probably spell it out.
It's going to be in the text of the video, so you won't need to link it.
MariaPetrucci.dc. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. MariaPetrucciDC.com. Yep.
Okay. And anything on your website they should particularly look for?
Well, I actually took the simple things, the 1 minute or less activities that you can do, to help get into a more relaxed state. And I wrote a blog, so people can go to the blog heading and find it there. And I'm planning on doing the rest of the article as a blog as well.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So anything coming up that you want us to know about?
Oh, can't think of anything right now, but I was thinking that I also do long distance healing, and I I was I'm offering a 20-minute sample of that if anybody's interested. What it is, it's a type of healing where the person that I'm working with is very involved. It's not just me doing something. So I help the person be aware of an area of their body that they want to work on, or it can even be an issue in their lives. So tuning into the body, feeling the tension or whatever else comes up, uh, concentrating on that, and it kind of organically helps the person relax more and release. And in the meantime, I don't have a word for it right now, but I'm doing some energy work that just kind of started happening when I was doing this for a while. So I'm just calling it in general energy work. And so if they want a long distance healing that involves partnership, self-healing, then by all means contact me. And I have my email address on the website.
Okay. And is that part of the 20-minute sample what you're talking about? Can be that as well, or yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Example.
And
Yeah.
is there information on your website about that? Or do they
Yes.
need to reach?
Yeah.
Okay,
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Maria.
You're
And
welcome.
before we wrap this up, please share a final thought with our viewers.
Um, I just think it's so important for people to take downtime and time for themselves and time to get into a more relaxed state, because there's so much going on in our lives that sometimes we forget to take time out.
Yeah. And I think you're reminding us also that we have a lot of power with ourselves to
Yes.
affect change within our own bodies.
Yes.
And it's always helpful. I've worked with you. I know how brilliant you are. So it's always helpful to have someone kind of guide you and hold your hand through some of that process as well.
For sure.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your expertise with us. I really appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Jenny.
I want to thank you for watching the Real Women, Real Purpose talk show. For more information on the On Purpose Women Global Community and magazine, click on the link in the text of this video. And also be sure you go over there and read all of Maria's article, because she gives us so much more information. We're not going to tell you everything here because we want you to go over there and read the article. And for more interviews with amazing women who are living their lives on purpose, check out our YouTube channel, also in the text of this video. Thanks for watching.